Welcome to this Windows channel, and today we're going to have a look and a visual of disk fragmentation and defragmentation. Somebody asked me, is it okay to defragment a laptop hard drive? And the answer is yes, that's for sure. Fragmentation is an issue and a problem in Windows, but in the latest versions, Windows 7, Windows 8, what's interesting is that the defrag tool in Windows automatically starts and does part of the job already. So if you use the disk defrag tool to on your computer, it might actually show you that it's not really fragmented that much. Now, what is fragmentation and what does the defragmentation tool do in Windows? Well, here is an example of a fragmented disk. You see all the different colors representing different files and folders on your hard drive in your PC. Think of all the colors. For example, everything that's in red is the same file. Everything in blue is the same file. Everything in green is the same file, and so on. And say that everything in white is empty space. One thing that you might be thinking is, wow, why are the same files all across the disk everywhere, like, really fragmented, basically broken into little pieces? Because that's what fragmentation is about. It's breaking things into little pieces. And the reason for that is that the hard drive tries to use all the empty space. So if you've used your computer, erased files, created new files, installed programs, uninstalled programs, what happens is the computer wants to fill the holes left behind by programs and files you've deleted. So it will actually put anything you want in these little holes. And what's going to happen is that these holes might not have the same size. So your file might be broken or fragmented into little parts and spread across all the little empty spaces on the drive. And what happens is that as a drive gets more and more little pieces, little fragments of files and folders, it slows it down because it's much more complex for a hard drive to actually fetch these files, because it has to go through the disk to find all the little parts, because each of these parts actually tell the hard drive where the next part is on the disk, and so it reads that and it goes to that other space. So it slows down the computer after a while when it's very fragmented. It also increases the risk of read and write errors, because it's much more complex to write little bits and pieces here and there than to just you go by a sequence and just follow. So defragmentation is a process where the program will look at the hard drive and say, okay, we've got so many little bits of red that are all the same file, and so many little bits of yellow. Of course, it's not in colors, but the computer says, okay, I've got all these little parts, and this is only one file. Another file will have, tens, hundreds of little bits scattered everywhere. And what it does is it checks that, and it will start the process of taking these and making them sequential, or making them followed one next to each other instead of being scattered all across. And typically, once you've actually defragmented, once it's done, this is how your drive will typically look like visually. All the files will be together. So all the red is now one next to each other in the sectors and the clusters on the hard drive. And the yellow and here the blue. And these are all different files, but they're now in an easy way. The hard drive doesn't have to work as much to actually read the files. It does make the process much faster. It does help the computer go faster because it decreases the usage of the hard drive. And this is pretty much how I can explain what defragmentation does. Now, if you want to see fragmentation of your hard drive or not, all you have to do is simply go into the search in Windows 8 and type defrag, and here you'll have the defrag tool show up. You click here and you look at what it's going to show you. The defrag tool is going to show you pretty much how your hard drive is. What's the state of your hard drive? So defragmentation is really the best thing to do. So here you see the defragmentation. Here it says 0% fragmented, 1% fragmented on my C drive. It's very, very small. And there's one reason why it's small. Because Windows 8 and Windows 7 and even Windows 10 that's coming out are done quite regularly. When you leave your computer alone, you might notice that the hard drive little light is blinking. That's because the disk defrag, or the optimization of the drives, is done more automatically usually in Windows 8 and Windows 7. But if you want to know, you can click Analyze. It's going to take a peek at the hard drive. It's going to analyze how it is. And if it's really fragmented, then what you can do is click Optimize, and it's going to fix these problems. So this is pretty much what disk defragmentation is about. And another way you can actually get the defrag tool is simply go to your File Explorer, right click on your C drive. And by the way, if you have many drives, you can click on these drives, right click on it, and go into Properties. And here you'll have in the Tools section the Optimize and Defragment Drive option available. So hope this clears up a big mystery for pretty much everybody on what defragmentation is. And if you have a Mac, it's not a problem because Mac does not fragment files on the hard drive. It has a different way of actually writing files. If you enjoy our videos, why not subscribe to our channel? You'll be informed when new videos are online. If you have any comments, questions about this or any other Windows thingy that you might want to have an explanation, let me know and I'll try to post that video online. So thank you for watching.